Hi guys, I'm coming to say of my 1 month post-surgery video. How has it been a month? I don't know. It seems like it's gone so quickly, but at the same time it feels like forever. It feels so long. So obviously the last time I updated you, it was a week to a week and a half post-surgery. Now we're at week 4. Crazy. So there's been quite a few updates and an accident, which was quite funny. Wasn't funny at the time, but I will get onto that. So there's been a lot of changes. Obviously you can see I'm not in my wheelchair, and that's because I'm semi-mobile. I'm able to lift myself up, get myself down, do little hops. So that must mean I'm not in my huge cast, right? Correct. I now have this wonderful bright orange cast. Now I did choose that colour. I didn't realise it was going to be so bright, but I wasn't going to pick something like sparkly purple, pink, or purple's not too bad, but I wasn't going to pick the usual kind of like pretty colours. I'm not that much of a girly girl, so I decided bright orange would suit. Coming into summer, springtime, I thought that was quite a nice colour to have. So obviously if I've had my cast removed, there's been a hospital appointment. So I will run through what my leg has done since surgery, because obviously I've seen it a bit now. When I went to have my cast taken off, I did semi-pass out at that. I don't know why, but I semi-passed out, so I don't remember a lot of it. But I'll go through what I remember that they did. So they took off the old cast, which did kind of hurt. Obviously it's not an actual saw, it's just like a vibrating blade. But when they got to my foot, that kind of hurt. I think it's just where all the cuts were. So that wasn't very pleasant at all. But anyway, they took the cast off, and oh my God, the relief I felt when they took that cast off, it is unbelievable. It's like coming home after a long walk in the middle of winter and just sitting down in the warm, and it's like that's the kind of relief that I felt when they took that cast off. It was the best thing ever. So obviously, yes, they took the cast off, and then I had some pads dotted all over my foot, and these pads were basically surgical pads that were there to stop the cast rubbing straight on incisions, and they were there to absorb blood and goop and anything else that basically was around my foot that we didn't want rubbing on the cast, to keep it as clean as possible. So I have about 10 incisions on my foot. I think that's what the lady said, between 8 and 10 incisions. I don't recall any being on my leg, although when I went into surgery, in my pre-op, they said there would be a couple on my leg. I don't recall them. I haven't felt them. I feel nothing in my leg. It doesn't, if they have done anything to my leg, I haven't felt it, which I guess is good. So I have about, like I said, 8 to 10 cuts peppered around my foot, mainly towards the left side of my right foot. So they all seem to be doing well. The lady said they all seem to be healing well, apart from the one that's pushed right against my heel. Obviously the cast is pushed right against my heel, and there's a cut sort of around that same area as well. She said it's a known pressure point for casts, and because I'm having heavy cast for quite a while, that one will likely take the longest time to heal. I remember her taking off some of the bandages from around the cast, and there wasn't sort of a lot of blood or excess bleeding. Obviously with my ITP, I was expecting quite a lot of excess bleeding, but there was really no excess bleeding apart from on the heel. The pad was soaked, the gauze was soaked, my cast was soaked, and that would explain why my heel is the most painful thing. But really, there is no pain anymore, and it's all healing, and that's all I kind of remember them saying. I did see a few of my scars and they look really tidy, but then I was out. I was gone. She tipped me backwards on the bed and she was like, you need to lay down, because I was about to go. So after that, I don't really remember anything. She said my stitches are dissolvable, but she needs to take off some of the, I think she calls them tails. But when they did the surgery, basically they left quite a lot of stitch material not really attached, it just kind of dangling there. So she cut that off and cut a couple of the stitch just to sort of relieve it and get that off. That really hurt. And then she basically just covered it with each area with a plaster, which she also said was very hard to do because she didn't want to put any sticky stuff on a incision. So she covered my foot in plasters and then she put the new cast on. And that was it, really. She asked me what colour I want, if I had a preference or anything like that, and she told me the colour. She had the colour that I picked, so that was simple. And then Lewis came in with a wheelchair and wheeled me home. Well, not wheeled me home, I had a lift home, but got me home. I didn't have Lewis in the room, because last time, about 7 years ago when I had my other leg done, he passed out when I had my update. So I was like, I'm not going to do that this time. You go out and wait, I'll be fine. Well, I thought I'd be fine. I wasn't fine. So that was good. That all happened. And like I say, she said I can put 20 to 30% of my weight through my cast, which I have been doing. Took me a couple of days, about a week, to kind of get the hang of how to not walk but put pressure on my foot whilst still getting around with the other foot like normal. I've kind of got some kind of movement and rhythm going, I guess. Yeah, I've got a kind of a rhythm going for that. So that's fantastic. Obviously, I'm able to get up. So Lewis is still sort of helping me a lot. Like, before he'll go to work, he'll get my lunch. I ate the rest of it. Obviously, that's not all he gave me. But he still, before he goes to work, he makes my lunch. He does the chores around the house that needs doing. Washing up, cleaning, hoovering, washing. Just a general thing. So he's still very, very helpful. But I'm starting to do stuff as well. I cooked a dinner the other day, which I'm very proud of myself for. I cooked a lovely cottage pie, and it was actually pretty good. So I am getting back on the right track, and I'm not even halfway through my casting yet. 2 weeks, 2 more weeks, and I will be halfway, and I can't wait to get there. In about 2 weeks, I'm halfway. In about 2.5, 3 weeks, I have my appointment. It was delayed slightly, but they said it's not an issue, my cast being like this for a couple of extra days. It won't do it no harm. And then I've got the journey of 6 weeks in one cast, which is a full walking cast. So I'm not going to be sort of walking all the way to town or going to the shop and walking all the way around all day, but I will be able to walk, which is great. But I'm still using my wheelchair. I'm actually able to go out now. I've been to the supermarket, I've been to the local shop, I've been to town, and it is great. Now I'm able to put my leg down. It's so nice actually going to town. People are staring at me, which I do not like the stares. I've got anxiety anyway, and I don't like being out, so knowing that I'm in the wheelchair and people physically staring at me is something I don't like, but I guess I prefer being out now more than I do care about people staring. I just try not to pay any attention to them. So that's an update. Obviously I'm getting out. Sorry if I'm all over the place. I'm trying to think what I need to say. So yeah, I've had my first post-op appointment. I've got another one soon. I've had a cast change. I'm mobile. My accident. So I want to tell you this because this is kind of funny but kind of traumatizing. So like I said, I'm able to get up, use my Zimmer frame, hop around. I'm able to sort of get here to just by the front door around the corner to the bathroom to use the toilet. And actually, before I go ahead, I'm able to use the shower. I have a limbo that goes, basically big waterproof thing that goes up over my leg, and it's got a tight silicone band right at the top, so it doesn't get wet because obviously the cast isn't waterproof. But I can use the shower. I'm having the most amazing showers. I'm not wanting to get out because it's just so nice to actually be able to do that. Obviously I wasn't able to do that for 2 weeks, so that's an update. But those cast covers cost me nearly £20. I was like, what? That I will admit I struggled to pay for that, but I thought for the next, I got it right at the beginning of this cast, so it was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's like 10 weeks that I'm going to need it for. So I was like, I'm going to have to bite the bullet. Anyway, enough of that and money crap. Excuse my language. So yeah, my accident. So I'm able to hop out there to get to the bathroom area. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get up. I need to use the bathroom. But Minnie had just had a pouch of food down. It didn't smell great, so I thought I was going to put the burner on, the wax burner. It's literally 10 steps away from where I am right now. Literally, probably not even that. So I thought, right, okay, I'll get up, I'll put the burner on, then I'll go to the bathroom. If I need to stop in between, I've got the sofa, I can just have a little sit down in between. It didn't go that way and I didn't make it to the bathroom. I got to the wax burner, I put it on, I went to turn around and my foot kind of slipped, but I was able to steady myself. And then I went to take a step, this blue shoe pad thing on my foot, it's not always the tightest because it's just done by Velcro. That slipped and went out from under my foot basically. But when it did that, it kind of threw my foot off and kind of sideways. So I went down, and I went down hard. I whacked the back of my head. My foot went up and went down with a thud. And I was in excruciating pain. I texted Lewis and I said, you're going to kill me. I don't know what I've done. I've fallen over. I'm in pain. I've done something pretty bad. So he's come home. Obviously, I said to him, finish your shift. I'll be okay. I'm back on the sofa. Finish your shift, then come home, because he's not coming halfway through the shift anymore, because I told him he doesn't need to come home halfway through anymore to help me, because I'm able to do things. So I said, finish your shift and then we'll see what needs doing. So he came home. My toes were kind of discoloured. They're not anymore, but they were kind of discoloured for a couple of days. And he said, you might need to get it checked out. What do you want to do? And I said, well, as I'm already in a cast, let's leave it overnight. We left it overnight. The next day he went to work, come back, and I said, came back about 3 and I said, no, I need to go to the urgent care, which is basically like a miniature A&E for minor injuries in Corby. So we went there. They said, nah, we ain't going to see you. You need to go to hospital. So I was like, oh no. Went to hospital, see people. Long story short, I fractured something in my foot. He didn't say in as many words it's fractured, but the way he was speaking, he said, because I had x-rays, and he was like, I can't see a clear break or anything, but I do need to check your old x-rays to check post-surgery. So he said there's something, but he doesn't know. So I've likely fractured my foot because my toes were discoloured, and he was kind of worried that I couldn't feel my little toe. I haven't felt that toe since surgery, so I'm not worried about that. But I was more worried about the pain that I was feeling, because the pain had gone, but it had come back. So I managed to fracture my already injured foot up. Only I could do that. Only I could go and bust my foot that I've already busted. I'm just glad I didn't do anything to my other foot. I did sort of hurt my ankle a little bit, but nothing too bad. But luckily I didn't break that one, because I need that one. So yeah, things are going well, but that was not very good. That was about a couple of days ago now. It's about 3 weeks post-surgery, 3.5 weeks post-surgery. I did that. So good thing it wasn't first day or like first week, I suppose. Things have settled a bit. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of update you guys, because I'm not doing my general videos at the moment. I'm not really reviewing anything. I'm not really doing anything. I do have a couple of things coming up, but that's sort of more towards June, July time. So still quite a way off. I've got nothing planned, and I'm not reviewing anything at the moment. I'm just trying to let my body heal, get my life back to, well, not get my life back, but kind of get things back to normal and get things back to where they need to be. So we will be getting back soon, guys. But anyway, I've been talking for 25 minutes. So I'll cut it short here. And I'd say I'll catch up with you next time. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye, guys.